morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on when you're watching this, and welcome back to Tekkit. So following on from my previous episode, where we conducted the proof of concept tests with our biofuel, what I want to do today is finish the automation of the biofuel creation. So I'm going to need to build a couple of harvesters. So we've only got enough resources for one, which is always nice. Don't know why I keep running out of these, it's very irritating. That should give us 2, because we're going to want to automate the harvesting and also the planting of Nether Wart. I'm surprised I've got exactly 2 of those little clay pots, flower pots. I was so surprised. We're also going to need some more redstone energy cable. 1 is probably not going to be enough, so we'll put another 64 of that on for us. We're also going to need some export buses, so not fluid export buses, that seem to be made a load of. Precision export buses. We're extracting saplings, and we're extracting Nether Wart. They don't need to be precision. They could just be standard ones. I'm probably going to regret this. I probably want them eventually to be precision. That's probably what I'm going to say in the future is, oh, I wish it was. I wish it was a precision instead. So what we're building for this, and we need to get all of our nether quartz and all of our interfaces. It's very clever now, my system, at being able to build all of the resources that it needs. So hopefully we've now got some of this redstone energy conduit coming through. So 55, that worked quick. We've got ME cable, and we need soul sand, because yeah, we need 64. That's what the Nether Wart's going to grow on. Now I need to monitor the size of this farm a little bit, don't I? Because I don't know if the 9 squares that I'm going to set it up as is going to realistically be enough to do what I want to be able to do. I don't appear to have any game sound. Have I turned it off? No? Interesting. Yeah, no, I've got no game sound at all. Let me just check that my headset's turned. Well, I'm getting microphone sounds. So why might I not be getting any sound? Let's turn up the volume a little bit. No, it's at 50% volume, which is normally quite devastatingly loud. Okay, well, we'll ignore that for now. So with the saplings for the tree, we can do the tree first. I didn't get any saplings today. So all we need to do for the tree is realistically put, so if we put the harvester on top of that, because it doesn't need to be any further out. So under here, we need to bring both the ME cable and the power. Put the planter down here, and then swap all of this for soul sand. Pick that up and put down the precision export bus, which happens to go the wrong way around because that's the way that my life works. Okay. So we can clearly neaten this up a little bit. Okay. So this should now have power. And so we need to get some oak saplings. And we can easily throw the oak saplings down into this particular planter. Although I've got myself confused, haven't I? I thought I was doing the soul sand, but I'm actually doing the oak saplings. That makes more sense. So we don't want to fill it up too much, so we can fill the rest of this with cobblestone so that we don't get more than a stack. Assume stack is off, so it'll never use the last one. So it'll never break the system in any way, hopefully. And then we only need don't understand why I did that. Calm that down. So as soon as we do this, Let's go and start planting them. Now the question I have to ask is it going to work if we do this? So connect this to the power. I'll neaten up the cables later on. So I'm interested in testing if I'll need to put a fluid bus on here eventually, won't I? So if I was to use a basic import bus, oh, it's not that, is it? It's an interface. That's what I need. An ME interface. I believe you don't have to worry about, I can start replacing my ender chest situation. Because if I put this here and connect it to this, this should export anything that this captures, is my understanding of how interfaces work. I thought I saw a laser beam kill that pig then. That confused me for a second. So we've got our bone meal. So I want to test the tree situation. Now the purpose of this is to get saplings. So it's definitely working. There's no sound. It's freaking me out. It's definitely working. So that's excellent news. And again, it will, all of these trees will grow even if there's other trees next to them. That's interesting because that means that there shouldn't be any issue with it automatically growing. Okay. So we can leave that on there. That means we can now confirm hopefully that saplings are in here, which they're not. As soon as I put them in there, it's going to kick them all out again. So what I should do on this one is swap seeds somewhere else. Okay. That's the crafting monitor, it's not used to me. So if I grab some more oak saplings, just in case. If I tell the system, this is a lesson that I learned from the previous episode where it was causing problems, I put the oak saplings in first, and then put them in here, it should catch up now. So therefore it's continuously using those. Okay, so it's increasing our efficiency in here. So the next thing we need to do is Nether Wart. Nether Wart's a bit slower. Actually, we need to grab a couple of emitters as well. Because we can turn off the harvester. Oops, that's annoying. When we don't need it to be working. So we don't need to continuously producing saplings. What we need to do is, in this case, leave this on, emit resting level when the levels are above. So if we set this at, let's say, 256 saplings, it will turn this on, which turns this off when we have 256 saplings. So if we set the number a bit higher, so let's say 512, that's still on. So let's set it at a stupidly high number, 5,120. That turns it off. And that means this will now start chopping down trees. So we need to feed the sludge back in again as well, which I'll do later on. The second thing we need to set up is we need to set up our Nether Wart planter. So the harvester is going to need 2 spots. So it's going to come in literally here, which means we can set all this up in front of it. And then we just got to work out which level of upgrade to use. So this is where it's going to get really confusing. So by default, it does a 3x3. So if you add one upgrade, it then becomes a 4x4. Oh, sorry, it will upgrade one in all directions, doesn't it? Oops. So that logically means it will become this. That's a single upgrade point. So if we put another upgrade in there, enjoying the slow motion. Have I run out of soul sand? Rubbish. So we need to get ourselves a upgrade, or an upgrade. We need some more soul sand, which is a good starting point. I did need the 64 in the end anyway. I need, so that's an increase by 1, that's an increase by 2, so an iron upgrade is all we need. We need 2, don't we? 1 for the planter and 1 for the harvester. So we're running low on this already, which means we need to get this going. I wonder if watering cans will work. I can speed up the process a little bit. So we're also going to need another interface. And while we might as well get some fluid import buses on the go to collect the sludge. It's nice and simple. You're finished. Did you use the interface or something else? Is that what the fluid bus contains? Is that what I did wrong? Here we go. That's our interface. Okay. So let's test this theory now and see how badly we've messed this up. Okay. So we'll start by filling in the gaps with our soul sand. So if this is our soul sand platform, we've got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, so it's not quite right. But if we put it here, under this one, so this is the location for our planter. So we need the planter to be there, so that's wrong. That's a good start. So the planter goes there, power comes in the bottom. Now I am powering this rather inconveniently from the solar panel, just for now, because I didn't want to have to deal with working out complicated powering arrangements. Again, I need to have a look at reorganizing the underground nature of all of my work. We need to put the basic export bus onto here, and then obviously link this all together. Like so. Tell this I want it to export Nether Wart, and tell this not to worry about filling up all of the slots. I don't care that that's not a particularly good way to do it. Consume snack off, upgrade in place, and let's see how badly I've miscalculated, shall we? I haven't, it's perfect. Check that out. Oh, it's already growing as well. So if I put another one there, another one there, and maybe even just to test another one there, we'll see if we can expand it even further. So this needs its upgrade as well. It's going to need an interface on the back, which we will then unceremoniously connect to this with an ME cable. put it down below so it's out of the way. We have our fluid import buses now, so we can connect this to this, so that it will extract anything that it picks up. We can do the same for this one. And we need to put the emitter on. So we'll set this to Nether Wart, and it's going to be emit when the levels are above. Nether Wart's going to be quite difficult, so we'll put, I just like using the rounded numbers, 1024. So I'll only turn it off if we've hit over 1000 Nether Wart. So we just quickly run down here, and then we'll dump our main Nether Wart in here to give it the chance to finish filling in the gaps. So it does put them in that one. So we do need to go back one more to make this maximum efficient. I have no problem with that. Oops. Because it's all about maximum efficiency when it comes to my farming of my resources for my biofuel. Also gives me a nice little and convenient path between the two farms. Hide all of this unpleasant scaffolding. And bingo bango, we have two farms set up automatically to hopefully grow and then harvest. I need to monitor this one to see if it actually grows the trees, because if it doesn't, I might have to separate them out for us. So we don't have an item for Nether Wart, do we? So when it comes to Nether Wart, we need to let that build up a bit. Oh, it's gone. We need to let the Nether Wart collection build up a bit before we start automating it into the biofuel. I think it's fair enough that at the moment this has probably already used it all. So there's 6 left in there, but neither of these are configured to extract it, which I think is important because we don't have enough of it yet to make efficient use of our biofuel. So let's have a look at our biofuel numbers. So biofuel is at its absolute limit at the moment. So my reactors in my specialist room are probably still full. Oh no, some of our reactors are empty. Multiple reactors are empty. That's interesting. So some of them are absolutely chock-a-block full. Some of them are totally and utterly empty, which is bizarre. I might have to look into that later on. But the key focus for today's episode has been achieved. The mission we set out to achieve was to sort of automate the Nether Wart and oak trees. The fact that we've got loads of saplings lying down implies this is just shot down a tree and I missed it. So we can throw these into here, can't we? And that'll input them for us. We'll put those off to one side for now. Don't need that much dirt, do I? Right. So, are you going to grow? So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm just going to sit and monitor this. What I did say I would do was test to see if I can speed up with the watering can the growth of the Nether Wart. I'd imagine this is going to be sort of futile, but I might be wrong. Oh no, it appears to be having a direct effect on all but the one that I'm pointing the watering can at, which is interesting. So I might be wrong. It might not have had any effect. It appears to be having an effect. So I can do this for a second. So while I'll sit here almost like this, so I can see the trees in the corner of my eye, and I can obviously see the Nether Wart that I'm populating. So why isn't that reset? And I will be able to test to make sure the whole system works. because we should be able to produce a huge amount of Nether Wart, and we should also be producing our trees at a ridiculous rate. But if we're not, I might have to tweak the way the saplings are laid out, because perhaps they are interfering with themselves as far as growing trees. Alright guys, well, I hope you enjoyed the episode. Doesn't quite look like I am doing anything. My arms are all messed up compared to what I'm actually doing. So I'll go back into this view and go back to watering my Nether Wart. I hope you enjoyed the episode. I hope you continue to enjoy the series. And as ever, I look forward to seeing you all again soon. Bye for now.